Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cherry Cheeks and today we're doing something a little bit different than the last couple of videos. I decided to spoil myself a few weeks ago with a photo shoot with the fabulous Misty of Boudoir Photography. She is a phenomenal burlesque performer and photographer and producer. She does a lot, so I decided to do a photo shoot with her, and she actually has her own YouTube channel and Instagram account where she talks about boudoir, photography, posing, self-empowerment, empowerment, and all of those kinds of nuances that go along with sensuality. I'm going to link all of her links down below. I highly recommend that you check her out, especially her YouTube channel if you want to get a little bit more inside of her head and if you want a little bit more insight into what a photo shoot may look like. Today, what I'm going to do, in my head, you're going to kind of see a little bit of the process that I go through when I'm getting ready for a photo shoot and how I'm feeling, especially since this is the first photo shoot I've done in a long time. It's a big deal, and so I'm very excited to share with you how things went so far. And for anyone, just a disclaimer as well, if you are somebody who has epilepsy or maybe you have trouble seeing things on screen that are with neon lights and fast moving, I do speed up the next part of the video quite a bit, as well as it has some neon lights. They don't change and it's not strobe lights, but still just a heads up for anyone who needs it. And if you're somebody who's not able to watch that, I will have a timestamp down below in the video description as well, so you can skip to the next part when it's not so fast and I just do normal talking again. With that said, let's get right into it. Okay, dokie. Before we begin, just a disclaimer that you will see me making quite a few faces. I like to make a lot of faces at myself and kind of seduce myself if I can while I put on makeup. If you ever see me backstage, you'll probably see me doing this a lot. I find this helps me get into my own mentality of getting ready for a show or a photo shoot. It also helps me to be aware what my face actually looks like when I'm doing my makeup and if it's actually gonna come across the way I want it to. Just a heads up, if you see some weird faces, that is why, as well as me singing. With that said, usually things like photo shoots and shows are actually a couple days for me to process and get ready. It's not so much as just the day of or even the moment I'm on stage or the moment I'm in front of a camera. I actually like to plan beforehand. Part of that is me thinking of, okay, who's the photographer I want to work with and why? What kind of look do I want to go for? And a lot of that is me actually looking at inspiration online. So with this photo shoot, I decided to go with the clown. And so I'm doing a little bit of a funky clown boudoir look, and this is something that's newer for my photo shoots. I haven't done a ton of these, even though I'm a huge fan. So I have some inspiration, which was kind of glamour, weird, contemporary, soft clown. Sometimes that kind of can be confusing if you have too many options or too many ideas, and this photo shoot, when it's going to be published, has already been done. Even when I'm doing this voiceover, it's already been done. And it was interesting because there was actually a lot of different ideas I had around this, and so some of them we were not too sure how it was going to work together, and that can be kind of really interesting and sometimes intimidating. But me and Misty, we did talk about it right before the photo shoot when I got in, and whoever the photographer is, I like to send them photos that I found off the internet for inspiration and to kind of give an idea of like, this might be how my makeup is gonna look, this is kind of the mood, and we can collaborate and create something from there. When me and Misty were talking, definitely we were both thinking like, none of these photos go together, how are we gonna do this? And it was really interesting. From the beginning, when I'm doing my makeup here, a lot of it kind of went into, okay, what did I like from those photos and what do I want to emulate and what do I want to make more kind of my style. And I also had a couple of days beforehand where I was looking through my closet to see like, okay, what kinds of outfits do I want to wear, if anything. Even if it's not boudoir, the awesome thing is you can do anything you want. Whatever works for you, it's great. With this look, I wanted to focus a lot of it on my face, and I wanted to focus a lot on that fun clown energy. I really love clowns because they're very authentic and they are that inner child that you bring into the world. I find it really fabulous. I actually recently just kind of started the last couple of years bringing elements of clowning into my burlesque acts. I haven't done any full-on clown acts yet, but I definitely wanted to play with that and bring a little bit more of my recent self into my burlesque a little bit. And that's one thing you'll notice as well, is when you do photo shoots, if you're a burlesque performer, quite often most people want to do photo shoots every year or every couple of years so you can have updated photos, because as you do burlesque, you're going to develop and change your style a lot. And I really like to have photo shoots when I can, because then I can kind of document that process and be like, oh wow, look at me, I changed so much since 2 years ago. I usually do photo shoots every 2 years, or I'll have one big year with lots and then I'll have nothing for a little bit. Because this was my first photo shoot in a couple years, I was a little bit nervous but also really excited, and I was kind of wondering like, is now even the right time? Is this gonna look weird? Is this gonna be too out of place? My body has changed a little bit, and I am somebody who, even if I feel like my body has changed and I need to get used to it, typically I don't let it affect me too much. And I was kind of just a little bit nervous because I haven't done a photo shoot in a really long time. But one thing that was important for me to be aware of as well was this photo shoot. It had a lot of things that were going to be new to me. In photo shoots in the past, I kind of had a specific style that I tended to gravitate toward. There was a lot that was going to be different this time around. I was going to do a little bit more sultry and a little bit more revealing. Even though as a burlesque performer, I take off my clothes in front of an audience, photo shoots and having those still moments where you're not always moving, it can be very vulnerable at times. That's something I'm not as used to. I'm used to being vulnerable on stage, and that's totally fine because I keep moving, and when I'm vulnerable for one moment, then I can just move on to the next moment in my act. Where when I'm captured in a photograph, then that is one moment in time that's gonna stay like that forever, and that can be really powerful in those moments when you're just like, oh, that's a good photo, that was a perfect photo. But there's other moments when you're like, ugh, I think this looks really good, but also it's like very new for me to take that in and realize that this is a really interesting way I can look in a photograph. And if it's not something I'm used to, then it can take me some time to navigate that and to process it, and that's totally okay. It's really 100% fine to take time to process and take time to think over how you're feeling going into a photo shoot the week before, or however much time you need, or even when you get your photos. Going into this photo shoot, I had to remind myself of that quite a bit because it's not something I'm used to anymore. That's okay. Even if I'm nervous, I'm new, or even if I don't remember how to pose or socialize, if you don't see people very often anymore, it's really great to have a photographer, if you can, who is really good at comforting people and really good at getting you in that headspace. Misty Moss is fantastic for that. Whether you know her already or if you're brand new, she's really good at guiding you through the process and really good at giving you like really good juicy energy that you really need for the day of a photo shoot. Because I've worked with her a few times before and I also know her pretty well outside of photography as well, I already had that connection, which was really good, and I think that's actually part of the reason why I wasn't so nervous. Also part of this to kind of help me a little bit, I did my makeup in lighting that I thought would be similar to what we would be taking photos in, because I already knew that we were going to be going through some neons and some cool lighting. So to help me have an idea of what my makeup looked like, I put my makeup on with that similar lighting. I like to think it helped. I don't always do this. I just got brand new lights, so now I can do it and I love it. That's a little bit about my process and also some of my thoughts going on in my head when I was doing my makeup. Usually for me, as soon as I got my makeup on, I'm in the zone, and it was not so different with this either. I still kind of had those like thoughts of like, oh, okay, how's this gonna go? Am I gonna be nervous? People are gonna see me walking downtown with this makeup in a mask, and is that gonna look weird because I'm not used to it anymore? But yeah, so that's basically the before process for me. Alright, here we go. Yeah, so I'm all ready, and yeah, it's hitting me. It's been a long time since I've done a photo shoot, but I'm very excited. So here we are. I'm all glammed up, minus the lips, and I probably have to redo the nose after looking at it in the mirror and wearing masks. Yeah, so let's see how it goes. Photo shoot, photo shoot. There's a photo shoot happening. Alright, I'm back. That was fun. It was really good to catch up with Misty Moss from Moss Boudoir Photography. It was good getting back in front of the camera, and it didn't feel so awkward as I was kind of expecting it to. Actually, no, that's a lie. It felt slightly more awkward than I was expecting it to. I was really excited leading up to it, and then yeah, it was very good. Misty's always very comforting and lovely, and especially near the end when you get comfortable again, you're like, oh yeah, this is how you do things. Then you get to experiment and have lots of fun with it, which is always good. So yeah, that was super awesome. It was really nice. As much as I missed getting glammed up and fancy, I also miss my favorite look, ow, which is casual glamour. So like fancy face with a little toque. It's quite nice. I'm kind of blending in, so I don't know, I just look like a face now. But also on a side note, it's kind of funny. I meant to do some behind the scenes stuff while we were shooting, and yeah, we got distracted and we were both enjoying each other's company and thinking of things, and
tired because it was in the evening, so we both forgot. So that didn't happen. I'm really sorry, but it was a good time. It was a very good time, and we had some fun. Every photo shoot's different, even if I've been with the same person for a few times. Even if you have a plan, things might change. Almost always things will change. So yeah, I had a lot of fun.
And this is the place where my video just decided to die, so I didn't actually get to finish my recording like I expected to. However, that's the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have done photo shoots in the past and you're a burlesque performer or a photographer, what are some of the thoughts that tend to go through your mind before you do a shoot? Or even like, how do you prepare yourself for that? And if you have any tips for anybody who might be new to it, I would love to hear what you have to say down below for some tips that may be helpful. And again, Misty Moss from Moss Boudoir Photography. You can check out her YouTube channel down below. It will be in the video description. And that's the video. If you liked it, please like it, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below so then you'll be notified when I upload next. Until then, I will see you next time. Bye! And as with every shoot, there's the cleanup.